Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we are talking about the game Rush Royale. If you are losing matches in Rush Royale even when you have strong cards, there is a very high chance you are making several common mistakes that most players never notice. These mistakes slowly destroy your board, weaken your strategy, and make you lose games that you actually could win. In this video, I will show you a practical guide that explains how strong players approach the game. We will talk about the early game, how to manage mana, when to merge units, how to prepare for bosses, and how to build a balanced deck that performs consistently. If you enjoy Rush Royale guides and want to improve your gameplay, subscribe to the channel. I regularly post strategies, deck guides, and hero tips that can help you win more matches. Let's start with the most important moment in every match, the early game. The first minute of a Rush Royale match is extremely important. Many players make the same mistake right at the start. They instantly spend all their mana trying to fill the board with units. This may feel like the right decision, but in reality, it is often the worst way to start the game. A better strategy is to summon 2 or 3 units and wait for a moment. The first units you get give you information about how you should build your board. If your main damage dealer appears early, then you can start building your board around that unit. If you do not get your main unit yet, it is often better to wait and collect more mana before summoning again. This approach gives you more control over your board and reduces the risk of creating a weak position. If this tip already helps you understand the game better, subscribe to the channel because there will be many more Rush Royale guides like this. Now let's talk about one of the most misunderstood mechanics in the game, merging units. Many players merge units randomly. They see 2 identical units and immediately merge them without thinking about what will happen next. But merging is not just a basic mechanic. It is actually one of the most important strategic decisions you make during a match. When you merge units, the result is random. Sometimes the merge gives you a stronger position, but sometimes it creates a unit that does not help your strategy at all. Because of this, every merge should have a purpose. For example, if you are playing Monk, you should focus on building cross formations. Monk becomes significantly stronger when placed in the correct formation. Random merges can easily destroy that formation and reduce your damage. If you are playing Cultist, the goal is to build a circle formation where cultists support each other. Random merges can break this structure and weaken the deck. If you are playing Inquisitor, you need to control how many Inquisitors are on the board because the card becomes stronger or weaker depending on that number. Understanding how your main damage card works is the key to merging correctly. And if you want more guides about heroes like Monk, Cultist, and Wukong, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. Now, let's talk about mana management, which is one of the most important aspects of the game. Mana is the main resource that controls everything you do in Rush Royale. Every summon costs mana, every upgrade costs mana, and the way you manage this resource determines how strong your board becomes. Many players spend all their mana only on summoning new units. They fill the board quickly but forget to upgrade the damage of their cards. This leads to a situation where they have many units but not enough damage to stop stronger waves. A smarter approach is to balance summoning and upgrading. First, build a basic board with a few units. Second, upgrade the level of your main damage dealer. Third, continue summoning units to improve the board. Upgrading the level of your damage card often increases your damage much more than adding another random unit. Players who learn to manage mana properly survive early waves much easier and build stronger boards for the later stages of the match. Now we need to talk about bosses because bosses are the moments where many matches are decided. Boss waves appear regularly and each boss has a unique ability that can disrupt your strategy. For example, Bedlam is one of the most dangerous bosses in the game. Bedlam shuffles all the units on your board. If your deck depends on formations, Bedlam can completely break your setup. Because of that, strong players often avoid merging too much right before Bedlam appears. They keep the board stable so they can recover after the shuffle. Another dangerous boss is Tribunal. Tribunal reduces the merge rank of your units, which can significantly weaken your board. Smart players prepare for Tribunal by merging lower rank units before the boss appears. This way, they lose less power when the ability activates. Warlock is another boss that can destroy random units on your board. If you rely on a specific formation, losing one key unit can damage your strategy. Understanding boss mechanics and preparing for them is one of the biggest differences between experienced players and beginners. If you want more guides that explain boss strategies and advanced gameplay mechanics, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. Now, let's talk about deck building. A strong deck is not just 5 random cards that look powerful. The best decks usually follow a clear structure where every card has a specific role. Most balanced decks contain 4 important types of units. First is the main damage dealer. This is the card that deals the majority of the damage. Second is support units. These cards increase the effectiveness of your damage dealer. Third is control units. These cards slow down enemies or weaken them. Fourth is utility units that help you control the board. For example, a balanced deck could include Wukong as the main damage dealer. Support cards like Sword or Dryad can increase the power of your damage units. Control cards like Bombardier or Trapper help slow enemies and reduce their defense. Utility cards like Harlequin or Portal Keeper help you manage your board more effectively. When a deck has these roles working together, it becomes much more consistent and reliable. Another important factor many players ignore is positioning. Even though the board in Rush Royale is random, positioning can still matter depending on your deck. Monk becomes extremely powerful when cross formations are built correctly. Cultist becomes stronger when surrounded by other cultists. Inquisitor requires a specific number of units to activate its full power. Learning how your damage dealer works allows you to build the board correctly and maximize your damage. Another very important skill in Rush Royale is patience. Many players rush every decision. They merge too often, summon too quickly, and spend mana without thinking about future waves. Strong players take their time. They collect mana, wait for the right moment, and think about the next boss or the next wave before making a decision. Planning 1 or 2 waves ahead gives you a huge advantage during the match. Another tip that many players forget is watching your opponent. Your opponent's board gives you valuable information. If their deck becomes stronger in the late game, you might want to build your board earlier and play more aggressively. If their deck struggles early but becomes strong later, you might want to slow down and build a stronger position before the match reaches the late stages. Adapting your strategy based on your opponent can increase your win rate significantly. If you enjoy learning strategies like this and want to become a stronger Rush Royale player, subscribe to the channel because many more guides and hero breakdowns are coming soon. Rush Royale is a game where experience, strategy, and smart decisions matter much more than simple luck. Players who understand mechanics like mana management, merging strategy, boss timing, and positioning always climb trophies faster. Once you master these fundamentals, your win rate will increase, and the game becomes much more enjoyable. Thank you for watching this Rush Royale guide, and I will see you in the next video.